How we doing, folks? The name's Sonic. It's my partner, Pikachu.
Pika Pika.
And today, on Tristan's headquarters, we're going to be talking about a topic that has been debated ever since people want to be, discerning.
Pika.
Yeah. And that's, should Christians play video games? Now I know, some people are like, oh, it's totally fine to play video games. It's fine. It's just fun. And then others are like, no, it's a sin. You should waste your time. It's demonic. Blah, 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 blah. Like, stuff like that. And now I just want to say this. Most video games do not fall into the category of demonic. Yes, there are probably some games out there that have some gnarly stuff, but most video games are just, fun to play.
Pika Pikachu.
Yes, I know some people are convicted. I know that even convicted from certain games just because it has certain elements, but we'll get to that. So, today we're going to be looking at what the Bible says. Well, So let's do it. Now, obviously we know that the Bible does not specifically mention video games, just like how it doesn't mention movies or holidays and stuff. However, based on the verses, you could apply this to your daily life and how you live it. So, let's look at the verses.
Pika Pikachu.
Yep, and understand them in context. Yes, context is important. Okay. Now, 1 Corinthians 6:12. I have the right to do anything, you say, but not everything is beneficial. I have the right to do anything, but I will not be mastered by anything. This applies to not letting gaming become an addiction or to control your life. You see, while video games are fun, they can be addictive. So you gotta be careful that they are not playing you.
Pika Pikachu.
Yes, it is possible to do moderation.
Pika Pika.
How do we respond to people who think video games are bad, even moderation? Well, we respect their decision and we don't have to agree. However, this video is to show you that video games are inherently demonic. However, people have their own convictions of what they should or shouldn't play.
Pika Pikachu.
Yeah, it does make sense. Now for Psalm 119:37. Turn my eyes from worthless things. Give me life in your ways. This encourages critical view of game content and avoiding that what is worthless and seeking what is beneficial.
Pika Pika.
What did it mean by worthless? I think they mean by something that wastes your time or something that's just gory and violent or just stupid. And while that would be agree, now let's talk the case of violent video games. Some people don't like violent video games because, of gore and sin. However, like a fictional story, if the violence is not glorified, or heck, if it's a necessary step in, heroism, or, Christian values, I'd say it's okay. Besides, it's really just a game. As for ridiculous games that are just a waste of time, or just, stupid games, I guess that can make too. You can waste your time with playing a game that doesn't even make any sense while you can just be reading your Bible. But if you're playing a good game that is fun and has a good message, I see no problem with it. That's not worthless. Okay, now let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5:22. Abstain from every appearance of form of evil. This can be applied to choosing game with content that aligns with your values and not engaging in games that promote sin or violence. So like you said, games that depict sin. If it's depicting sin and it's just sees sin as sin and, glorifies good over sin, that's fine. But if it's like glorifying evil or making evil seem like the best thing, then you're wrong. That's just wrong. Don't do that. Because, evil is evil and good is good. And now, let's go to the next verse.
Pika pika.
Yeah. Proverbs 4:23. Guard your heart above all else, for it is the source of all life. This is a pretty important verse. It reminds you of what you consume, including games, can influence your thoughts and character. So, yes, so it's true that video games can influence you, like anything else. If it's negatively influencing you to sin or do something really bad, then you probably want to skip that game. But if it's just a fun game where you can play it, even if it's like a violent game, or it's like a shooting game, you could just play the game and not, go shoot people in real life. It's simple as that. Or if it's a war or fighting game, you could just fight your opponents and, not cause any violence in real life. Because, it's a game. It's not supposed to be taken literally. But then again, it can influence your heart, so be careful. And also, follow your convictions of what games you do or want to play.
Pika pika pika.
Yes, Pikachu, I don't think playing Pokemon Go will try and make people catch animals and little balls in real life. Just like how hedgehogs are blue or, run fast. Dude, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Pika pika.
Yeah. Alright, now for the next part. Those verses that we just read were responsible for time management, but the next verses relate to glorifying God and using games as a tool.
Pika pika.
Yeah, this is my favorite one too. 1 Corinthians 10:31. So what do you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. This means that even gaming can be done in a way that honors God. So you can play Mario Kart and honor God. You could play Fortnite and honor God. Heck, you could probably even play a horror game and honor God. If said horror game condemns evil.
Pika pika.
Yeah, I know most horror games are kind of freaky. Well, except for Five Nights at Freddy, but we'll get to that. Next verse. Colossians 3:23-24. Whatever you do, work it out with your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. This can apply to approaching your gaming with good work and ethic and integrity. So here's a consideration. Instead of just playing games for entertainment or relaxation, how about you do it in a way that you can find a Christian lesson from playing the game? Or, thank God that you're able to use your fingers to complete that level, Just saying. And then there's Hebrews. Hebrews 10:24-25. And let us consider how we may spur on another toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some in the habit of doing, but encouraging the other. This encourages using multiplayer games as a way to connect with friends and family. Yeah, Actually, I agree with that. Multiplayer games can be helpful to spread the gospel.
Pika, pika, pika.
Yeah, like Fortnite. Actually seen people spread the gospel in Fortnite.
Pika, pika.
I'm not sure about Among Us, but yeah, I guess you could go there too. Yeah. Oh, quick consideration. If you want to spread the gospel, try multiplayer.
Pika, pika.
Yeah. All right. So now we're done with the game. Now we're done with the glorifying God for games part. Here now for the overall principles of Christian conduct. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think of such things. This is a good principle for choosing games that are positive rather than corrupting. For example, games with good messages, like, some Sonic games, or heck, like Pokemon games.
Pika, pika.
Or even Mario games, yeah, or Kirby, Legend of Zelda. Yeah, those are pretty good games with great lessons. And they're fun, too, and adventurous. Especially my games, with how fast you gotta go.
And pika, pika, Pikachu.
Yes, and catching Pokemon. Yes, I know. And it's kind of weird, Pikachu, because you don't like being Pokemon. Pika, Pika. Yes, I know. Not focus on that. All right, next verse. 1 Corinthians 9:24. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as get to the prize. Ha! I like that verse. Pika, Pika. It's not just because it has running, it's because of the message. The principle can be applied to the dedication and effort you put into the games, but should be balanced against other responsibilities. Yeah, so you can game, but make sure your other responsibilities are present. Don't let gaming become your life. Let it become a part of your life, but your whole life should be dedicated to Christ and helping community and spread the gospel, like stuff like that. And then you can make time for gaming. And now for the last verse of the game.
Pikachu.
Yeah. You know what, Pikachu? You can read this verse. I'm sure the audience can see on the screen.
Pika, pika.
2 Timothy 25.
Pika, Pikachu. Pika, pika. Pika, pika. Pika, Pikachu.
Yeah, so as Pikachu just said there, this highlights the importance of following the rules and playing fairly, both in games and in life. Some people have a problem with video games because of competition. However, competition isn't really a sin. However, being overly and aggressively competitive can be a problem. However, if it's just fun competition, I'd say it's fine. And we've arrived at the end. And now with the final conclusion. Can Christians play video games? We believe yes, Christians can play video games. However, if you're personally convicted, that's okay. However, it is important to note that video games as a whole are not demonic, nor is it a sin. There are some awesome video games out there that I think are great for Christians. And with that, with discernment and wisdom from the Bible, I think you can play a game for the glory of Jesus. Well, we'll see you in the next video. Wait. Hey, you have forgotten me. Oh, sorry, Luigi. we kind of stuck with me and Pikachu today. But what about me? I'm a video game character. Yeah, but Tristan doesn't have a Mario figure.
Pika, pika.
What do you mean? I'm more than a sidekick. It's fine. At least I got At least I got the message out there that video games are awesome and Christians can play. Yes, we did. Okay. We'll see you guys in the next video. God bless. And also, if you're gaming tonight, don't forget to invite Jesus with you.
Pika Pika.
Well said, Pikachu. Well said. Gotta go out.